Matrix Resurrections, in my opinion, is a mediocre film. From bad acting to the action being bland to even the story just being horrible. This film could have been something real special, but at the end of the day, it is a dumpster fire film, in my opinion. You know, I was afraid of this. When I seen the trailer to this film back in September, I was like, oh, well, a new Matrix movie. My question is, why? Why after nearly 20 years did another Matrix film was necessary? To answer that question, it wasn't. This film is played with a lot of story issues. There are some concepts in this film that were just implemented poorly, in my opinion. And it's just, this film was such a letdown, and I felt like it could have been something more. One of the main reasons I didn't like this film is that it had copied too much from the 1999 film. And to me, it shows lack of originality and just lazy writing, in my opinion. This movie was so predictable. I was saying, like, when is the interesting part going to happen? Carrie Ann Moss and Keanu Reeves in this film, they were alright. I actually like their characters in this film. And then you have Jessica Henwick, who plays Bugs. I actually liked her character. I think her character is real interesting. But all the other characters, they're pale in comparison to what the characters we saw in the original Matrix trilogy. Like, for example, Fate Morpheus. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call this guy in the film, Fate Morpheus. So, Fate Morpheus is actually played by Yala Abdul Mateen II. And then I was asking myself again, why? Why they couldn't just get Lawrence Fishburne to play this character? You get an alternate version of this Fate Morpheus. And then you're supposed to have people believe that it's alright to do that. Or how about the guy that plays Agent Smith? Jonathan Groff. He was boring. In the second trailer, when he screamed Mr. Anderson, I actually laughed at that part. And I was like, this guy can't be serious. I can't take him as a threat. And then you have Neil Patrick Harris playing the analyst. To be honest, he was terrible as well. I couldn't take that character seriously. And then to make matters even worse, they tried to put so much self-awareness in this film. I really was face palming myself thinking like, why was this movie made in the first place? Just one simple question, why? Like, this is how you destroy Hollywood movies. You bring back a film trilogy that ended nearly 20 years ago, and then you try and interject some new stuff in it with horrible results. If you're a fan of the Major Trilogy, save your money and don't waste your time with this awful film. One of the things I didn't like about this film was nostalgia, which is ironic because I had praised the nostalgia in my Spider-Man No Way Home review, but in this, it is done poorly. Like, did they even give a damn about this movie? I have to say no, because this film is an embarrassment to the Matrix franchise. You see, when the original Matrix came out back in 1999, it was a sci-fi classic film. It's actually one of my favorite movies of all time. The issue is that in this film, they tried to do a lot for what worked for that one. You know the old saying, if it's broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I didn't like the Matrix Revolutions all that much, but at least it ended the trilogy on a good note, despite how many problems that film had. This film, it is a horrible ass movie. I mean, the fight scenes are predictable and boring. The acting could have been so much better. And then I was asking myself, this movie should have never been made because it didn't really need to be made. Leave it to Hollywood to ruin a franchise. Look at Indiana Jones or Star Wars. Look what happened to those franchises. You introduce new movies and you try to push the message because there is one scene in this film where Trinity outshines Neo. I'm asking myself, really? What in the hell is this shit? But nonetheless, I didn't like this movie. I downright despise it. I'm a fan of The Matrix. I always have been for a long time. And so it was just so damn sad seeing these characters be ruined compared to the first three films. If you're the fan, what I'm trying to say, if you're a fan of The Matrix. Don't waste your time with this awful movie. I'm giving this film a 5 out of 10. Another issue I had with this movie was there was a lot of forced comedy in this film, and I really felt like that was unnecessary. And if you're going to have Yala Abdul Mateen II and Jonathan Groff playing Fate Morpheus and Agent Smith, the least you could do is have those two play different characters. You know, this film should have never been made. It ended on a nice note, the Matrix trilogy, and then they had to ruin all that with this film. You know, this film reminds me of a retired boxer coming out of retirement, but he fails to realize he can't relive his glory days because he is well past his prime. And that's what this film really is at the end of the day. It is a franchise that's past its prime. Do yourself a big favor, avoid this dumpster fire of a movie. And that's my review of The Matrix Resurrections. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this film if you have seen it. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.